Jay-Z's lawsuit for defamation has caused a heated controversy since he asserts that the allegations made against him were part of a deliberate legal strategy aimed to take advantage of his reputation and coerce him into reaching a settlement. According to his legal team, Jane Doe and her attorney, Tony Busby, willfully concocted false claims in order to generate notoriety and improve their case by tying him to Diddy, who is currently dealing with his own legal issues. Jay-Z contends that this was not merely an assault on his persona but rather a more widespread misuse of the court system that carried the potential to have long-term repercussions for individuals who were fraudulently implicated. Important considerations regarding the ethics of high-profile cases, the risks of false charges, and the balance of power in defamation disputes involving celebrities are being raised as the case continues to develop. Background of the lawsuit. Jay-Z, also known as Sean Carter, has filed a defamation lawsuit against Jane Doe and her attorneys, Tony Busby and David Fortney. This comes after Jane Doe dropped her charges that he and Sean Diddy Combs sexually assaulted her at an after-party for the MTV Video Music Awards in the year 2000. In the beginning, Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against Diddy and other individuals for sexual assault. She then included Jay-Z in the lawsuit, but she eventually retracted her charges against him, which raised questions about the validity of her allegations. Jay-Z maintains that the allegations were directed on him with the intention of causing him to suffer damage to his reputation and forcing him to reach a cash settlement. Jay-Z's allegations. Jane Doe and her legal team are being sued for defamation by Jay-Z, who claims that they intentionally manufactured false accusations against him in order to destroy his reputation. The lawsuit also claims that they used a legal strategy that was aimed to pressure him into settling the matter. Furthermore, his lawsuit asserts that the defendants engaged in an attempt to blackmail him by adding his name in a lawsuit without providing any evidence to support their claim. According to the legal team representing Jay-Z, Jane Doe is said to have confirmed in a recorded chat with his representation that the assault never took place. Additionally, her attorney, Tony Busby, is said to have pressured her into naming Jay-Z in order to garner more public attention for the case. In the event that this audio is verified, it has the potential to be an essential piece of evidence in Jay-Z's defense, which may potentially expose the strategies employed by the legal team and undermine the veracity of the claims that have been made against him. Jay-Z's lawyer speaks out. Alex Spiro, the attorney who represents Jay-Z, has been very public about the defamation case that has been taken. For what he perceives to be false claims, he has underlined how important it is to disclose the truth and to hold the accuser accountable for their actions. Spiro maintains that Jane Doe must face the consequences of making accusations that are not supported by any evidence, and that she cannot be allowed to assume responsibility for the activities that she has taken. It is his contention that the action is not only necessary for the purpose of safeguarding Jay-Z's reputation, but it also serves a more general purpose, which is to establish a legal precedent against unfounded claims that have the potential to do long-term damage to the personal and professional lives of individuals. The goal of the legal action that Jay-Z is doing is to combat the manipulation of the judicial system for the purpose of gaining personal advantage and to discourage future charges that are comparable to those that have been brought against him. Tony Busby's response. Tony Busby, an attorney who has a history of representing women in high-profile cases, including those against Deshaun Watson, has absolutely denied the allegations of defamation regarding another individual that Jay-Z has made against another person. In reaction to charges that he put pressure on Jane Doe to name Jay-Z in the lawsuit, he asserts that any recording that in any way suggests else is either purposefully misleading or willfully manipulative. This is in response to the allegations that he applied pressure on Jane Doe. Despite the fact that Jay-Z's legal team has produced information that contradicts the charges made by his client, Busby continues to believe that the initial allegations should still be considered seriously. In addition to this, he has made it quite clear that he and his legal team will not be intimidated by the defamation action that is being filed against them. He has underlined their dedication to sticking by their work and defending Jane Doe's ability to seek legal action. He has also emphasized these commitments. Why Jay-Z calls it a strategic attack. Jay-Z claims that the allegations that have been made against him are an attempt to take advantage of his reputation and give Jane Doe's case more weight than it would otherwise have. He is under the impression that this was done with the intention of associating him with Diddy, whose challenges in the judicial system have been well chronicled. He asserts that the allegations were made with the objective of pushing him into a settlement by leveraging public scrutiny and the threat of blowback, despite the fact that there is no evidence to support his claim. He argues that this was done in order to achieve the desired outcome. He is aware that even allegations that are not backed by proof can have long-lasting impacts, and he is under the idea that the objective was to smear his reputation. This is because he is cognizant of the fact that reputations can be sullied. Through the filing of a defamation action, Jay-Z seeks to take a stand against what he views to be an unethical legal strategy. In his presentation, he will emphasize the larger harm that this technique causes to persons who are falsely accused, as well as the harm that it causes to the integrity of the judicial system itself. Legal implications. Defamation actions, particularly those involving allegations of sexual assault, are notoriously difficult to win. This is because the burden of proof is with the plaintiff, who must demonstrate that the accused intentionally spread false material with the intent to cause harm. In the instance of Jay-Z, he is required to present unmistakable evidence that Jane Doe and her legal team purposefully concocted charges that are without foundation in order to harm his reputation. If he is successful in his action, it has the potential to establish a precedent against false charges, which could discourage other instances of a similar nature in the future. Nevertheless, it also raises broader worries about the possible misuse of defamation lawsuits by powerful persons to silence accusers, which might have a chilling effect on valid charges of misconduct. This is a worry that goes beyond the scope of the current situation. It is possible that the decision of this case will have an effect on how court cases of this nature are seen and handled in the future. What's next? During the course of the litigation, both parties will have the opportunity to submit their evidence, which will be one of the most important factors in determining the decision. This will take place during the discovery phase and the legal arguments. It is necessary for Jay-Z's legal team to demonstrate that the charges were not only untrue but also manufactured with the intention of causing injury to his reputation. If they are successful in doing so, they will be able to secure a ruling in his favor and maybe seek damages. On the other hand, the case can be dismissed if the attorneys for Jane Doe are successful in arguing that her assertions were made in good faith. The complexity of processing charges of sexual assault, the significant implications of false accusations, and the broader power dynamics that are at play when high-profile celebrities pursue defamation lawsuits are all brought to light by this judicial battle. There is a possibility that the outcome will have substantial repercussions for the way that similar cases are handled in the future. Thanks for watching and subscribing channel.